Time's up. Overload. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes. I don't know all the words that well, but. My name's Brandon Leland, and I play reverse cowgirl. I play reverse cowgirl. My name is Brandon Leland, and I play guitar and I sing.
Lemarius Duke Ceratops, right defensive end.
Payam, and I play drums.
Never. Okay, so we wrote Never Enough, and I started messing around with a little guitar part from Missing Piece, probably around about a year ago from now. So end of the summer of 2013. But really, I would say we never really stopped writing. After 11 years, we just kind of kept writing. We just kind of took like a little 2-month break from that project and then another project, but we didn't really stop writing.
I think Hope Terrace would be a good example of that. We had a lot of different lyrics for Hope Terrace. Yeah, we had a bunch of different versions of that song, and I think the one that we did was kind of almost a culmination of kind of all the best parts of all of those. And so yeah, some of them just kind of came straight out, or were I would have a part and Brandon would have a part, or but Hope Terrace I think was probably the most.
Like other songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, one of the harder ones was Missing Piece, obviously, just because with that one, it was one of the ones that I didn't know if it was going to make it onto the record or not. So we kind of waited until the last minute to work on that one together. So I kind of worked on that. Hope Terrace was a big one. I would say Memories for me was another big one. That was another one where, we recorded this record in 2 bits. Record the first half, and then we took a little time and recorded another set of songs, and it just took a long time to figure out the right words, because this is the first full length we've done together. This is the first record that we've put out where we've written it really together. So there are a few songs where Mike did a lot of the writing and then I did a lot of the writing. So
Artwork.
I mean, it's a picture we took. I think the way that I like to look at it is the album is called Lessons. It's basically just the story start to finish. It's not the most linear thing in the world, but it's kind of a story start to finish about processing trauma and just bad things that happen to you, and moving on from it, and understanding, taking the lessons that you need to learn from it, and then moving on. And I think what that picture says to me is all the headlights, all the different cars out there, is that that's every single one of us. Every single one of us kind of has that experience, and this is a record where it's very personal, but we felt like nothing that we were going through wasn't stuff that people don't go through. It's way worse stuff, every single day, and that's kind of. It's stupid to say it's like an anthem or a tribute to anything like that, but that's what it's for. It's for people. We want them to just like the music and everything, but if it helps anybody, then that means so much more to us.
Mike and Payam started working on that one.
Yeah, Payam and I were just jamming after a practice one time, and he started playing not the exact drum beat, but the basic bass snare of that drum beat, and I had kind of been working with stuff that was in that chord progression, and so I kind of started playing that first bass riff there, and I wrote the song up to the pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus was my chorus originally, but I just knew that it wasn't it wasn't a chorus. It just kept building up. It didn't go to anything. So I wanted Brandon to write the chorus because because he's a great writer and I respect him, and because I wanted it, to be a very inclusive process. And so I brought it to him, and he really liked the stuff that I had written so far, and it was really quick. I don't remember exactly when it was, if it was that day, but he got the chords down to it real quick. We just jammed it and we just made it real organized in a full band thing. And then after that, that song's been done for a while. We added little bits and pieces in the studio, but that was probably one of the first three or four songs that we finished for the album.
For sure, and one of the first songs we actually wrote together, because with
The whole
11
process
years,
together,
with 11 years, like I wrote a lot of those songs, and Heartbeats was the first one that we really worked on together. And then for Nightmares, like he said, like he had the idea for it, and it was just a matter of putting the pieces with it. And when we were practicing it, we would play the chorus, and like the only line that I had in my head was "the nightmares are all that I know," and I just liked that, and I was just like, well, I think that works well. And so Mike told me a little bit more about what the song meant to him, and we just kind of rolled with that. I think we each will have a different answer. I think that for everybody that ever writes or plays music, they'll always have their own, their own kind of reasoning. I don't want to try to sum it up for everybody here, but like what I can say is that music played a huge part in my life through, the death of many family members, through growing up, through, not necessarily always liking who I was, and if anybody can listen to this stuff and feel better about something, that they've been through or that they've done, like this whole record's about facing the stuff that you've done, stuff that you're not proud of, but understanding, what, this is something I've done and this is something I just have to move past. And so that's a big part for me. If there's anybody out there who feels like they're going through something that, is just too hard to get through, like it's not, and that's just the big thing for me,
Yeah, I talked about that a little bit earlier, and definitely that's a big thing as far as the record. So I think what I'll cover is as far as us as a band and what it says as being the first full length and one of other recordings that we've done. I think we want it to be something that kind of shows people that we're here and that this is what we love to do and that we deserve to be taken seriously. We want to create art and music that's meaningful and that's we're not breaking any rules or advancing anything too far, but we're making honest music and and that's what we want to do. And I think the kind of unspoken message behind the album is music's the thing that we love to do, and so that's the thing that kind of gets us through all. In each one of those songs was a struggle that either of us went through, and through music we progress from that. And people all over might they'll have something different that they love, and they they need to find that, and they need to do that and use that to get rid of all those feelings of alienation or frustration or whatever it is, or just get over just bad circumstances. So I mean that's to try not to repeat too much what Brandon said. That's what I would like people to take away from it.
Hey,
I mean, it's a lot of the songs on the record are stuff that's relatable. I mean, like not exactly like to the point, but I mean, I feel like it'll help people understand that like we're all human. I mean, stuff happens. We've been there, and it's kind of nice because whenever I find a song that means something to me, it's like I'm not alone in this. Other people have gone through whatever struggles, and it's nice to know someone's there too. Someone understands.
well, for me, music, my first concert that I ever went to, I was 5 years old, and I got to see Elton John. at the San Jose Arena, which is now SAP Center, which was HP, blah, blah, blah. And that was right after my father passed away, and so that was the moment that music hit my life. That was the moment that I felt something other than kind of that loss. You know what I mean? And so for me, music is it's the glue in my life because it's always been there, and that's why we're playing music. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. You know.
I think as far as this album, I mean, music, similar kind of thing to Brandon. Music's just the thing that I love the most, that I, will always do no matter what else I'm doing. But as far as this record, what it means to me is it's kind of the first time in my life that I felt like I have anything more than just potential, where I've done something where that's not just, oh, he could have been this, he could have, or I've done something that in and of itself it's an accomplishment, and it's something that I never thought that I would, be able to do, and it's of a quality and it's of an honesty and an integrity that I never could have hoped for, and I, you try to keep that in mind day after day, when the grind gets tough, and so that's what it means for me.
I mean, music is a way for kind of everybody to connect. I mean, like people you've never even met in your life, and you go to a concert, see a group of friends, and just become friends with them. And then I've met a ton of people at concerts that I know to this day, and I mean, it's a good way for everybody to come together. I wouldn't say it's more important, but that in and of itself is a strong reason to keep the scene alive, essentially.
Just a bunch of late night Denny's runs, really. No, I mean,
across the nation.
Yeah,
Across the
that's
nation,
it.
Denny's eating.
Friends we've made.
Yeah, I mean, one of the coolest benefits about playing music, like we've been able to, is getting to meet so many people. We've met people literally in different time zones, and it's literally in different time zones, and it's flattering to be able to have friends through something that it's kind of selfish if you think about it. Like, we play music because we love it, and through that we get to meet people who are also playing music because they love it, and so it's awesome being able to connect like that.
Right.
So
it's like having someone you can have good sex with and still talk to.
So we've met a lot of friends. We have friends that we really want to go see. We want to go back and see again, and so touring as much as we can. Definitely, just play as many shows as we can, because now the record's done. Now we don't want to leave it up to the internet, because that doesn't mean anything. We'd rather go out and meet people at shows and play music that way.
To answer your question, we have no idea what we're doing.
That's a better way of answering it. We have no clue.
We know we don't have to write a record ever again. We did it. We did that shit. It's
Hopefully.
done. It's the greatest thing ever. So we don't have to do that again. We'll never top it. We're just playing more and more shows until then, until everybody knows about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.